All right, hey everyone. So in this video, I'm going to be going over and breaking down the exact content system I used to grow from 0 to 70,000 followers on Instagram and scale my business to making 10K per month from social media. So this video is going to apply to you if you're a coach or creator and you want to add at least $10,000 to your coaching business directly from social media and Instagram using organic content. So the problem that you're likely facing is you're great at what you do, you have the knowledge, you have the skill set, you can actually get your clients results, but you haven't quite figured out social media yet and how to promote and land clients on Instagram effectively, right? So you're great at what you do, but frankly, no one knows you exist on social media. You probably have some clients, you get clients from referrals or in person, but you can't land them consistently on social media. You want to scale your business, but you don't want to have to do all this cold outreach and spend hours a day in the DMs trying to convert people who don't really know you to invest in your coaching business. And you're probably creating content, but getting low views, low engagement, and unfortunately, no leads. So you probably tried posting consistently, doing some cold outreach, and running ads, but still nothing seems to work. And this is the solution to your problem. I call it the monetization ecosystem, and it's basically the system that I've used and I use with my one-on-one private clients to create high-ticket buyers with only a small audience. So there are 3 phases to this system. The first is to basically generate organic traffic to your page. The second is redirecting viewers from your page to your other assets. And the last stage is to pre-sell and convert these leads using our long-form content and stories. So in phase 1, we're going to talk about how to create audience, brand, and client building content. So these are 3 distinct types of content and each serve a different role. But in order to succeed on social media, you need to have all 3. So we'll break down each of those videos one by one. So next, we're going to look at how to redirect viewers. And we do that using our profile, making sure it's optimized, building out lead magnets or freebies, and finally, DM conversations with potential clients. And in the last stage, we'll talk about the exact story sequences to post to get clients interested in what you're selling and to actually take action and want to work with you. We'll talk about how to send weekly email newsletters and the several different types that you need to be sending to your prospects to over time build that trust that eventually will prompt them to reach out and actually want to buy from you. And finally, we'll talk about arguably the most important aspect of this content ecosystem, which is YouTube. This is where we eventually want to funnel all our potential clients to. And this is where we really can go in depth on our topic and our niche and build the most trust and ultimately inspire prospects to actually take action and book in a call with us or invest in our paid product. All right, so step 1, generating organic traffic. Right, and the goal of this step is to basically attract new eyeballs, new people to our page consistently. And then once they're there, actually build that trust and authority with them so they see you as the expert. And then finally, move them from Instagram into the rest of your content ecosystem and closer towards that sale. So we start with audience building content, right? And the purpose of this is to attract new viewers. So these videos are typically 15 seconds or less. They're set to trending audio. You're not usually talking in these videos. They're very broad. There are controversial hooks related to your niche. And when I say hooks, I mean text hooks as opposed to verbal hooks and you actually speaking. So these videos are usually either motivational, humorous, or actually have some value to them and makes the prospect or the lead want to learn more about that topic. And finally, they're highly shareable and scroll stopping. So the goal of these videos is to get people to save and share them so that the algorithm boosts them out to even more people. Next, we want to build trust and authority with our audience. And there are 4 types of posts that we use to do this. So first is belief shifting. So basically challenging common misconceptions that your ideal audience has and basically break limiting beliefs that are preventing them from taking action and investing in themselves and investing in you ultimately to achieve that goal. And a big part of this is mastering storytelling. The next is social proof. So we obviously want to provide actual results that we've achieved either for ourselves and for our clients, whether that's in the form of just screenshots of payments or progress pictures, actual interviews or testimonials with these clients, and really breaking down the process, the mechanism that you use to get a certain client from point A to point B and getting them their result. Third is unique insights, right? In today's day and age where there's so many people who have access to AI and they can come up with video ideas or video topics or share information like they actually know what they're talking about. It's so important. It's more important than ever, I'd argue, to actually mix in your story to really build connection with the viewer as opposed to just sharing 3 tips on how to achieve a certain result. When you mix in your story and talk about why that matters and how you've done it yourself, that's where you can really stand out and differentiate yourself from all the other coaches and creators in the online space. And finally, there's personality posts. So these are sort of less educational. We just want to be sharing more about our day-to-day life, what we're interested in, what are our hobbies, how does our life look outside of our business? So that way, the people who follow us can actually relate to us, like us, and trust us, right? Because seeing us as an authority in one niche is one thing, but actually liking us enough to invest in our product and our service is a completely other thing. So that's why sharing more of your actual personality and your content is so important in this stage. Ultimately, why this works is these 4 types of content work together to build trust with your ideal clients, because they see what you do works and you're already positioning yourself as the best person to help them achieve their desired transformation. And the last point is that this content subconsciously aligns your audience beliefs with your way of thinking, which makes actually selling to them when you get to that point so much easier. So last type of content, client building. And this is all about getting viewers to take action from our videos so that we can help funnel them to the next stage of the content system. So here we can either tease lead magnets. So at the end of the video, you could say something like, I just put together a free guide on X niche topic, message me a keyword and I'll send it over. You could also then redirect them to YouTube, right? So for a full breakdown of this topic, I actually just dropped a video on my channel, comment this keyword and I'll send it over. You could also promote your email list. So I'm sending an in-depth guide to accomplishing this task to my email list, right? And if you want to get access to that, just DM me this keyword. And finally, there's sort of direct call to actions where it's less funneling them to another one of your resources and actually more so getting them to initiate the buying process for your specific product or service. So you could say something like, I'm opening up 5 spots to work with me one-on-one and accomplish this result. DM me the word scale for more information. And here are just some examples of on-screen text hooks that I have at the end of my videos that accomplish this goal of getting people to actually comment this word, and then I send them a lead magnet, I get their email, and I just move them to the next stage of the ecosystem. Right. And so ultimately, the goal of this is moving people away from the algorithm on Instagram and toward our owned audience infrastructure, whether that's an email newsletter, whether that's a free guide we have, whether that's our YouTube. And this all goes back to this one rule that Google really popularized, which is the 7-11-4 rule, which basically says that the more watch time any given person has across platforms of your content, the more sales or the more likely they'll be to invest in you. So the goal here is that we're not just hitting our audience with a hard sales pitch on Instagram, right? Because no one's going to spend a lot of money after seeing only one 30-second reel, but we're actually slowly converting them from strangers to loyal fans who will buy anything from us. The next stage is redirecting viewers, as we sort of mentioned earlier, and we can do that using our profile. So an optimized profile is super important for this. When someone lands on your page, you want to make it very clear who you are, who you help, and basically differentiate yourself from everyone else out there so that they feel a real connection and want to follow and start watching your content. And you do that using these sort of 5 different aspects. I'm not going to go into all of them specifically, but you can take a screenshot or write this down. These are the sort of best practices for each of the 5 different parts of your profile, which are the picture, the bio, the links you have, your story highlights, and then your pinned posts. Next is lead magnets. And lead magnets are basically a free product that you create and give out that gives your audience a quick win by solving one specific problem. And the whole point here is that in exchange for this free product, they give us their email. And then using ManyChat, we basically take their email, add it to our email list, and then automatically send them the free products, whether that's a mini course, a guide, or a breakdown, right to the email so that they have access to it. And so this starts building even more trust with them, because when they actually check out this free product and gain real value from it, they'll be much more likely to eventually want to invest in your paid product or service. And then lastly, we redirect viewers with the DM. So as I mentioned, we use ManyChat to funnel them to the lead magnet, but that all happens in the DMs. So basically the point of the DMs is to either send them from Instagram to the long form content using ManyChat, or if you want to take a more personalized approach, you can do it yourself. You can engage and qualify to make sure, does this person actually seem like someone who'd want to invest in my product? Are they looking for a solution that I can provide to them? And once you figure that out, then you can either redirect them to your long form content, or you could even skip a step and send them to your landing page or to the links to actually book a sales call, which we'll talk about a little bit later. And so the final step is pre-selling and converting our audience. And we do that with stories. So there's different types of stories that we need to be posting to actually engage our viewers, get them to see over time that what we're doing is actually working for our clients. And eventually, when we give them the opportunity to raise their hand and basically say, hey, I'm open to this, I want to work with you. And so these are the different story types, right? So results, whether that's our own results or client, perspective shifting content and providing value in our niche, an inspiring personal story, and our own wins, whether that's in business, in our personal life, in fitness, whatever that is. And then a soft call to action where we basically ask, hey, do you want this free resource? If so, comment this word and I'll send it over. And then also our lifestyle. So again, going back to sharing not just educational stuff all the time and client testimonials, but other stuff that we're doing in our life and making sure that people realize, hey, we're not just like a robot doing business. We're a real person. We have other cool things, other cool hobbies that you might relate to. So those are the 6 different types of stories that we want to be posting. Next, let's look at our emails. So there are really 5 types of emails that we want to be posting. And ideally, we're posting at least 2 a week. So these are pretty sort of self-explanatory email types. But the idea is that we use Kit to send out at least 2 of these types of emails a week to our email list. And these are typically between 2 to probably at most a 4-minute read. And over time, you're solving the people's problem. You're giving them proof that you can actually do what you say you can do. You're shifting their perspective by sharing your philosophy. You're giving them actionable insights in order to start achieving the problem or solving the problem on their own. And then finally, you're going to have sort of a direct ask where you basically say, hey, I'm launching this product, or I have this paid service. If you want to learn more and actually get one-on-one guidance from me, DM me this word, or here's my sales link. And then finally, we're going to be posting 1 YouTube video a week at least. And so the idea here is that we can go super in depth on a topic that our audience really cares about and be really niche in our YouTube channel. We're not going to be posting broad content. We're going to be very specific with the videos we post and make sure that when a viewer watches one of our videos, they get a clear win and get in-depth insight that makes them want to learn and work from us more. So each video ideally should funnel from one to another. So in each video, we're saying, hey, if you like this video, go check out this video on this similar topic. I think you'll love it. And so in that way, we're just keeping them and funneling them into our ecosystem and building more and more trust as they consume more of our content. And you can also promote other products like your email newsletter and paid products in the actual YouTube video. So in the description of the video, we want to have a booking link that looks something like this, where it's a little bit of a call out. Hey, if you want to work with me one-on-one to achieve X result, here's the booking link to book in a call with me. So from there, the viewer is going to click this link, and then using the software called Calendly, they're going to basically see a calendar of availability for you. They're going to choose a date and time that works for them. And then they're basically just going to book in a sales call. And so this is where you book calls and you hop on the sales call with them and you close the deals. And this is going to be so much easier to actually sell to them once they've been through this entire system. They've been consuming your short form content for a while. They've been trying out your lead magnets. You've been talking to them in the DMs. They've been seeing your stories. They've been reading your emails, and they've been watching your YouTube. And so by the time they get to the booking sales call and actually hop in a sales call and you're pitching them, it's really not that hard because they've already been in your ecosystem, watching your short form, interacting with you in the DMs, trying out your lead magnets. They know and they believe that you can actually achieve this goal for them. So selling becomes a whole lot easier. So that's really the entire monetization ecosystem process. So now next steps. If you're actually ready to work with me one-on-one to actually build this system out in depth from start to finish for your own business, you can DM me the word brand on Instagram and get access to my Solopreneur system, which is my one-on-one consulting and coaching where you work with me to build out your personal brand, your offer, and your monetization ecosystem. If you're not quite ready yet, that's totally fine. Subscribe on YouTube for more of these weekly videos. You can also join my free weekly newsletter, which is also linked in the description. And that combined with the YouTube has basically everything you need to build a high trust personal brand as a creator and business owner. So that's it. I hope you got a lot of value from this. I hope you can start implementing this content system into your business right away. And my DMs are always open if you ever want to chat about anything related to content creation, content strategy, growing your business online. I'd love to chat with you. But until then, I'll see you in the next one.